As everyone already knows, on February 21st, 2019, Nintendo's President of America, Reggie Fils-Aime, announced he's gonna retire so he could spend more time with his kids. Which is sad for us Nintendo fans, because after all these years of Reggie's meme-worthy speeches and announcements, he was pretty much a father to the rest of us as well, which makes Nintendo's new President of America, Doug Bowser, feel like a stepdad. But after everybody's emotional wounds heal, will this stepdad eventually be able to fill Reggie's shoes? Or is he always gonna be second to the Reginator? Well, wipe those tears, take a load off, call Reggie's personal cell phone number to thank him for everything he's done, press the subscribe button if you haven't already, and allow me, Reggie-san's 5th greatest child ever, Cameron, to assess everything we know about Doug Bowser and see if he truly has a chance at filling Reggie's shoes someday. I know a lot of you are probably thinking that nobody's ever gonna truly replace Reggie-san, and that very well may be true, but I still think fans need to give Bowser an honest chance at being Nintendo's next President of America. And to determine what Doug needs to do to make that happen, first we've gotta look at what exactly it was that made Reggie so great. And as everybody already knows, the job description for being Nintendo's President of America is to pretty much just be a meme. Nobody has any idea what goes into the day-to-day office responsibilities. But when considering potential candidates, I don't think Nintendo even looks at their business qualifications. They just sit in a small room with all the potential candidates and the heat turned up full blast, and whoever's the most meme-worthy gets the gig. It's as simple as that, and if you don't believe me, then just look it up, turkey. But even if there actually were office responsibilities, that doesn't matter to us fans anyway. I mean, aside from Nintendo employees, nobody's ever once said, "Wow, Reggie's so awesome. Did you see the way he handled those TPS reports? What a badass." So as far as us fans are concerned, the biggest responsibility of Nintendo's American president is to just be a meme, which I really do think's way more valuable than paperwork. Cause despite the fact that Reggie doesn't make games or even have much say in the actual products that are made, there's actually a lot of people out there who consider themselves fans of Reggie himself, which in turn makes those people bigger fans of Nintendo. And I really do think Reggie's personality and character are why Nintendo made him president. I just hope they paid the man well for making people love Nintendo even more. Oh, wow. Apparently the guy's worth $40 million. No wonder he retired. I mean, he earned it. So we all know Reggie was great at his job, but can Bowser prove to be just as valuable in being a meme capable of charming the masses? Well, based on what I see so far, he does show potential. Much like a classic stepdad greeting you with a brand new Action Hank doll, Bowser tried making a good first impression right off the bat by creating a meme out of his first photo as president, with Mario and Luigi tied up in the background near Koopalings, Goombas, and Bowser Jr. You know, cause his name's Bowser. Well played, sir. And while we're on the subject of his name, nobody can deny that Bowser's a much better name for a Nintendo president than Fils-Aime. I mean, Reggie even admitted this himself. And while the puns may get old pretty quick, it's always gonna be fun telling people Nintendo's president's name and then having to reassure them you're not lying. And based off of what little we do know about the man, I can tell he's prepared for this as well.
That's my real name.
So not only does Nintendo's new president have a better name than the last one, but he's not afraid to use it either. And given the fact that it only took a couple hours for someone to draw Doug Bowsette, the fans definitely aren't afraid to make a meme out of Doug's surname either. But as you can tell from all this, the man knows his role of being a meme. And thank God, because as a YouTuber I was worried since I'm not going to be able to use Reggie in my thumbnails anymore. But it looks like that's not going to be a problem with Doug Bowser, so I expect him to ham it up in press conferences to rile everyone up. I just hope he doesn't copy Reggie's style or overdo it with the wackiness for too long. The first time he delivers big Nintendo news, I do expect him to try a little too hard. But I've got to be honest, I don't think it's going to take him that long to get the hang of it. Because in the few videos I've seen him in, he seems to have a pretty good personality. And I'm sure that as long as he's just himself turned up to 11, that he's going to be fun in the Nintendo Directs. So if we're going off first impressions then, I've got to say, I think things are looking pretty good for the new guy. However, one of my policies is that I always do a background check. Although, with such a nice guy, I'm sure we won't find anything too bad. This guy worked for EA. The same EA known for... Well, it'd take longer for me to list that company's negatives than it would to compare Reggie and Bowser. In fact, I'm pretty sure it'd make the video 6 hours long, and with only 7 of those minutes having to do with Reggie and Bowser, this video would qualify as clickbait at that point. But then again, Nintendo's presidents aren't actually fighting, so I guess this video kinda is anyway. But let's not lose our minds over the blemish on Doug's permanent record. Just cause he used to work for EA doesn't mean that all Nintendo's games from now on are gonna have microtransactions. Cause Bowser may be a name linked with evil, but damn it, even King Koopa himself wouldn't be that big of a scumbag. Besides, Doug ended up leaving EA. So as crazy as it is, I think we might be able to trust him. However, I would suggest Nintendo keeps an eye on this man just in case. Cause these days you never really know. But despite Electronic Arts being a much more alarming former employer than Pizza Hut or VH1, I did find something in Doug's background check that he has over Reggie, and that's the fact that he's actually a gamer. Reggie may claim to love A Link to the Past, and he posts photos from time to time of him playing games. But after watching him demonstrate live that he doesn't know how to jump in Smash Bros, I'm just not buying it. I mean, he says he plays games with his children, game. But I'm one of his kids too, damn it, and he still hasn't played Senran Kagura Reflections with me. Meanwhile, if I invited Doug Bowser over to my house to play this very same game, I'm fairly certain he'd make the time for my neighbor Terry and I. I mean, the guy 100%ed Mario Odyssey, and I know he could be lying, but until I see him playing a video game as bad as Reggie, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. With all that being said though, will Doug Bowser ever be able to top the Reginator? Well, it's impossible to say so soon after Reggie stepping down. I mean, given the fact that Reggie hadn't been in a direct for a while, we should have seen this coming, but the news of his retirement kinda came out of nowhere. I mean, he's only 57 years old, so most of us assumed he was gonna stick around for at least another decade or so. And while I don't think too many fans are in a depression over his retirement or anything, Reggie's still a guy that people grew quite fond of over the years. He never made and possibly never even played any games, but he was still the guy who delivered so many announcements and updates on games that are a big part of many people's lives, and he did so in a way that entertained us at the same time. So if he's not Nintendo's President of America anymore, then I can't think of any reason why we'd ever see him again, which is kind of a bummer. Although, I suppose it's possible he could always go to a convention down the line. I mean, you don't see Nintendo of America's last chairman Howard Lincoln going to cons or anything like that, but like everyone's been saying, Reggie's special, so I could totally see it happening. So even though it's too early to tell if Bowser could be more beloved than Reggie, I think he's proven himself worthy to be given a chance. And I'm looking forward to seeing just how out of hand the memes get in the future. But I'm also looking forward to praising our badass patrons of the day, Mr. Cool Kid and Israel Basarios. If you want to join these badasses, then consider supporting this channel on Patreon for loot boxes and silly rewards. Or you can show support by picking a shirt or mug up as well. And if you send pictures or videos of you rocking the merch, then you can make cameos in our videos like these legends right here. Are you the saddest you've ever been in your entire life? Or do you not give a shit since it's not going to affect the games we'll play? Either way, let me know what you think in the comments below, and as always, I'll pin whatever I find most entertaining or intriguing. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already to show Reggie you love him. And if you like and share this video, that'll really go the extra mile in making Reggie happy. My name's Cameron, and I'll see you next time.
So I want to say thank you to your loyalty, thank you for your support.